Alright everyone, so I just wrapped up a video about how losing actually takes more effort than winning. And now let's do a completely different video here. This one's going to be about ageism, sexism, racism, religionism, whatever. Okay, look, we're all different. There's nothing wrong with that. Men and women are not the same. We're different. Okay? Homosexual people are not the same as straight people. Black people, Asian people, white people, Middle Eastern people, we're all different. Okay? Whether it's age, gender, race, religion, we're all different. There's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. That's what makes the world amazing. Now, I'm thinking of titling this video, Help, I think I'm racist, ageist, sexist. Okay? It's going to be along those lines. I think there's a lot of confusion out there with people. And I think that we all need to understand this a little better and share this, share the clarification or the clarity of this with each other. So let's get into this. First of all, what comes to mind is judgment. Judging people, right? Judging people based on their skin color, their religion, the way they speak, their favorite colors, what kind of music they listen to, their gender, There's nothing wrong with judging people. There's nothing wrong with judgment. If we didn't have judgment, we wouldn't be human beings. It's because of judgment that we can pick the difference between a spoon and a fork. It's because of judgment that we know that we're walking through a doorway instead of a brick wall. There's no way that you can eliminate your ability to judge. That's what makes us amazing, complex human beings. And I don't believe personally that the objective, the goal, is for us to be blind, colorblind, or blind to people's faiths, or blind to people's gender. I don't believe that's the goal, and I think that there's a lot of people out there, again, especially in this hippie, spiritual, new age community, that's growing and growing and growing, that to see everyone just as one, everyone's as one. So if there's a white person or a black person or Asian or Middle Eastern or whatever, a man, woman, boy, girl, just to see it all as one. Love. Just I see the love, and I don't believe that should be the objective. No, I think that's like impossible. Let's be realistic and honest. Is that possible for you to see? Like, look, if you're able to do that, that's brilliant. If you're able to be colorblind, be blind to gender, be blind to people's age. But I don't believe that should be the goal. Now, here's what I believe. I believe that it's okay to judge. It's okay to observe and identify differences. It's okay to see that, oh, there's a black person here, there's a white person here, there's an Asian person here. There's nothing wrong with that. There's an older person here, there's a younger person here. This person is homosexual, this person is straight, if you can tell, by talking to them, looking at them, which you probably will be able to if you get to know them enough. There's nothing wrong with that. But being okay with that and understanding, realizing that we are different. Yes, there are differences between all of us, but that's not a bad thing. That's not something to be afraid of. That actually it's the opposite, that that's a good thing, that we're amazing in our differences, that our differences are what makes our species stronger, That's what makes life more amazing. It's look at all the amazing foods that are available to us, from sushi to Thai food to Chinese to pizza to hamburgers to barbecue. I mean, it's like, isn't it amazing? Like, would all that exist without our diversity in our species? No, it wouldn't. There would just be one thing, and everybody would get sick of it, right? It's the same with the tremendous variety of choice we have when we want to find a mate. Like when we're looking for a woman or a man, there's like this tremendous variety for us to choose from. Physical, personality, religions, and I think most human beings understand that. It's just not explained very clearly to us as we're growing up, by the media, by our parents. Our parents are influenced by the media, by our society. So it's not even our parents' fault. It's the society, it's the government, it's the media, it's the magazines, the movies. These are the people who have the most power over us and shape us. And it's up to them. It has been up to them for the last 100+ years. But thank God now, thanks to the internet, the power has been coming out of their hands. And it's come back to the people, and the people are sharing, and we are all sharing with each other. And what we're finding is that everyone around the world, we're all awesome. We're all awesome. It's just our leaders that have been stupid, because our leaders are trying to, it's another topic, but our leaders are afraid, and they want to protect their town, their city, their country. So they do a lot of stupid shit, that affects the way we think. They do a lot of stupid shit. I understand why they do it. They want everyone to be together, so that we can be strong against other people. And there's a lot of good reason for it. We're not in a world yet where everyone's enlightened. When I say enlightened, I mean understands, that, hey, don't be afraid of our differences, that, hey, again, like I said, even like the most spiritually, mentally evolved, the people who are supposed to be most mentally and spiritually evolved, the spiritual, new age, hippie, whatever, that community, even them, 80% of them are misguided, and they think, no, you shouldn't judge, judging is bad, we should be colorblind, and I'm going to just, see everyone as one. No, that's not realistic. Let's be honest with ourselves and each other. We are all different, but it's great. That's a great thing. Yeah? I mean, we hear it all the time, embrace your differences. Yes. One of my favorite examples of this, which to me is easy to understand, is the apple forests. Apple trees originally come from forests. There's forests of apple trees. That's how they exist originally in nature. There will be thousands of apple trees, and guess what? They're all different. You'll have one that's the Red Delicious, one that's the Gala, one that's the Fuji, and one that's, there's thousands of species of apples. Why? Because through that diversification, when a bacteria invades, it's only going to destroy and decimate a small percentage of the forest. It's going to, like, maybe a bacteria or a virus comes along that's going to kill the Red Delicious variety of apple tree, right? Imagine if all the apples were the same species. Then that one virus would wipe out an entire forest, and the forest would be dead. But even the apple trees know that there is strength through diversity. The apples are all one. It's one species, and they all live together. There's a forest of apple trees, but they're all different. It's just like us. We're all different. You have black people, you have Asian people, you have Chinese people, you have Thai people, you have Middle Eastern people, you have South American people, you have, you know, Icelandic people, European people. We are all different, and that's fine. It's not even. It's beyond fine. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's what makes our world amazing. Now, having said that, that you hear this, and like for those of you who this is a new way of thinking, or you haven't heard this argument before, you think you're going to be healed and cured now of your, you know, racism or sexism or ageism. Probably could be, but probably not. Why? Because most of us are conditioned from an early age. Let's be honest, you know, because of all the fear. You know, when if I'll have fear even going into a new gym. You know, today I'm going to go into a new gym because I'm in a different town, and I have some nerves, some anxiety about that. It's normal. It's a healthy thing. You know, it's a sign of being a human being. But I'm going into someone else's home, another gym, another environment where these guys are all tightly, you know, they have a tight bond with each other. So all these fears and, you know, the racism, the ageism, sexism, you know, all of these, you know, being afraid of people's religions, it comes from understandable roots, you know, fear. You know, let's say people who immigrated here, same as me going to this new gym, there would be fear because they don't know what to expect. So a lot of our racism or ageism or sexism and all of this has stemmed from, you know, these types of events, you know, where, let's say in New York, all these immigrants that were pouring into America back, you know, hundreds of years ago, would stick together and they would create their own communities in the city of New York. There would be the Italian area, there would be the Asian area, there would be the Irish area, there would be the Polish area, the Middle Eastern, the African, you know, and everyone stuck together out of fear. You know, you stay with your community, and then what can happen is, because of sticking in your own community, sticking to your comfort zone, sticking, you know, having that fear, and who's you know, responsible? It should be parents, right? And who's parenting a city? It's the government, right? So the government should be more like parents, you know, to create an environment where people will, you know, be more comfortable together. But anyway, our history is our history. It's happened now. Generation upon generation have grown up with their parents saying, don't go into that neighborhood because they're going to take your money, or, you know, these people are like this, these people are like that. Don't trust these types of people because this is how they behave. And it's bullshit, right? Everyone at the end of the day, we're all, you know, humans. We're all apples, like apple trees. You know, we're supposed to be one. We're supposed to strengthen each other, right? But you have to understand that after years and years and years and years, decades of this conditioning. What is conditioning? It's thoughts. So if your parents say, be aware of these type of people because they're going to steal from you, or they're going to do this to you, or they lie, or they cheat, that's a thought, right? And if you watch my previous video about carving grooves into your mind, the more and more you think that, thoughts become beliefs. Beliefs wind up becoming instinctual responses. So, you know, you'll wind up in the wrong neighborhood, and it's not even a belief anymore. It's an instinctual fear response. You're just going to fear, you know, have anxiety, and, you know, hopefully you guys are going to get a chance to meet one of my best amigos on this earth, my cat Pishy, and she's coming back in from the garden, and she's been a great friend of mine for many years, but her personality is interesting. She's quite, oh, there she is. Let's see if I can get her. Hey, Pish! Hey, Pishy! Hey, Pishy! Say hello! I was away for 2 years in Thailand, and our relationship suffered a little bit. But I'm slowly working on rebuilding it. So understand that our conditioning, you know, can be reconditioned. So just simply hearing a new thought that, oh, embrace, we are the same, we are, sorry, not we are the same, but we are different, but that's okay, and we have a lot to offer each other. Don't be afraid of each other. And our world is heading that way, not just, what I'm saying now is just a drop, and there are millions of drops happening right now. Millions of people who think in the same way, who are sharing, the same messages. And it's happening. Our world is evolving, and people who aren't getting along with each other are finding themselves isolated, and left behind, and you can't, it's inevitable. You can't stop where things are going, and humans want to experience this planet. This planet belongs to all of us. Just because someone drew some lines, many years ago in the ground, and said this is England, or this is, China, or this is Peru, just because someone drew those lines in and said this is ours, I mean, no, this whole earth is for all of us to enjoy. And we should all have the right and freedom to be able to travel around it and enjoy all of it. Enjoy the nature in Peru isn't just for Peruvians. It's for the Chinese, it's for the Indians, it's for the English, it's for the Scottish, it's for the Irish. This is our world, this is our land. So I believe that what will help us the most is respect. I believe in respect above everything. Respect, even I would say, above love. Respect each other. Because it's difficult, let's be realistic, it's difficult to love sometimes, truly love, and embrace and accept each other. And I don't believe that, there's this expression that love is blind. And I don't believe we should be blind. I don't believe that's necessary. See our differences. There is an old guy there. Bill Maher, I sometimes watch him, and, I can tell as he's getting older, he's becoming afraid of aging, and he's been talking a lot about ageism now. Bill, you're an older man. Accept it, bro. I'm going to be older. We're all going to be older. We got to embrace, as an older man, he's got a lot to offer us. He shouldn't be afraid of it. And women have a lot to offer the world. Men have a lot to offer the world. We all have a lot to offer. Rather than trying to be equal, we're not equal. We're not. We're different. We're all different. We shouldn't be trying to be the same as each other. I believe in equal opportunities, and that, absolutely, yes. We should all respect each other, respect each other's strengths. Gay people should respect religious people. Religious people should respect gay people. But there's that, sometimes there isn't that respect. My family, knock on wood, my dad, he's more religious. My mom is completely not. She's very open, but they respect each other. My father respects my views, my beliefs, never enforces his opinions and beliefs on me. I'm really grateful and lucky in that regard. But I remember, for example, once, we have a relative, a family member who's gay and has a partner, and we always we have several homosexual family members. And, we have a huge family, so, there's going to be people that are all kinds of different people in our family. And but I remember a few years ago that my dad was, it was we had an event, and my dad just wanted to read a passage from the Quran. That's the Muslim religious texts. You know, and we're not all Muslims in our family. We're not all religious, but we respect. And there's so much beauty and goodness in those religious texts, whether it's the Bible or the Jewish faith or Buddhism or Islam. It has so much beautiful, powerful, super intelligent stuff in there. So we were all embracing it and allowing it and accepting it, and listening, and the passage he read was beautiful. But I noticed that our family member, one of our distant relatives who's gay, who's homosexual, felt offended by it. I could just see it. They were like, well, what's going on? This is, so there's like that double standard at that moment in time. And it still exists today. There's that double standard of, well, sometimes, well, let's say homosexual people, gay people, expect to be accepted and respected, and absolutely they should. They should be respected, accepted as much as a woman or a man or a child or an old person or black, white, whatever. Everyone should be respected and accepted, right? But I was detecting that there wasn't that mutual respect towards a religious, someone who's has faith and religion. Now I can understand that fear, and I can understand why, because the gay community, homosexual people have been persecuted for so long by religion, and religion. Sorry, not by religion, but religion has been used in a lot of our history to persecute these people. So I can understand that instinctual response of fear. I can understand it. But that's a sign of work that needs to be done, in, let's say, the gay community. So we all have work to do in improving our way of looking, our way of understanding, our respect for each other, So that's it. All right. Well, I hope that helps. A bit of a, there's a lot of different topics I would love to share and talk about. So let me know if you guys are cool with these topics. Most of the views I get are for breakup videos, divorce, stuff like that. Anxiety, depression. But there's a lot that we can all share and talk about. So I hope that these videos are also interesting, that these topics are also interesting. And yeah, sending everybody out there all the best. I'm going to go eat something now and go try to improve my relationship with my old amigo out there. All right, talk to you all soon, and thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I encourage you all out there as well to go out and share your voice. Making these videos has been really good for me, and I think it's a good practice, for yourselves too. You don't have to list them publicly. You can just do it in a way that can help you to formulate your sentences better. You can use it as practice for interviews, for talking to people, just to articulate yourself better. There's a tremendous amount of help that comes from that can come from making these types of videos. All right, so sending you out there all the best, and we'll be in touch again soon. Adios for now. Bye.